Irish Deputy PM Simon Coveney upped his stakes in the bitter Brexit battle today by warning that the EU will never allow the backstop to be ditched. Mr Coveney said even if member states agree to abandon the mechanism for guaranteeing there will not be a hard border between Northern Ireland and the Republic, MEPs would veto it. But Health Secretary Matt Hancock accused him of negotiating tactics, pointing out that a no-deal outcome would be the biggest risk of creating a hard border. The clashes came as Theresa May faces another gruelling week as she tries to keep her cabinet together and fend off a bid by cross-party Remainers to force her to delay Brexit. If the plan, pushed by Labour's Yvette Cooper, is passed by MPs on Tuesday, it would pave the way for law ordering a 9-month extension to be considered on February 5. Amendments are also tabled intended to rule out a no-deal Brexit, and stage a series of indicative votes to work out what approach would gain a majority in the Commons. The government seems to be pinning its hope on changes tabled by senior Tories including 1922 committee chairman Sir Graham Brady and ex-minister Andrew Murrison that would demand a rewriting of the controversial Irish border backstop, something Mrs May could take to Brussels as concrete evidence of the will of MPs. Mr Hancock said today he was sympathetic to the way Tories were searching for solutions, although he declined to say whether he supported the amendment. Ministers are increasingly hopeful that there could be movement as splits emerge between Dublin and EU leaders over whether there would need to be a hard border if the EU crashes out. Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker is said to have told Mrs May in a phone call recently that a full customs union would be the price of rewriting the backstop. However, a rattled-looking Mr Coveney today warned that it will not help if the Commons voters to make demands that will be rejected by the EU. He told BBC1 as the Andrew Murrison show, the European Parliament will not ratify a withdrawal agreement that doesn't have a backstop in it. It's as simple as that. Mr Coveney said, the backstop is already a compromise. It is a series of compromises. It was designed around British red lines. Ireland has the same position as the European Union now, I think, when we say that a backstop as part of the withdrawal agreement is part of a balanced package that isn't going to change. Speaking on the same programme, Mr Hancock denied Mr Coveney's comments meant Theresa May's Brexit deal was dead in the water. Not at all, said Mr Hancock. That's a negotiating position the Irish are taking, but I think it's also extremely clear from that interview and the tone. Is that Ireland doesn't want to have a no-deal Brexit. The whole purpose of the backstop is to avoid a hard border, which risks being a consequence of a no-deal Brexit. The idea the EU and the Irish government would drive this process to a no-deal exit in order to try to achieve something which is intended to avoid no-deal Brexit, that is not going to happen.
When asked whether he agreed with Yvette Cooper's amendment, Mr Hancock said, "No, because delaying Brexit won't help solve these problems." "The thing I would say in response to Yvette and all those who feel so strongly against having a no-deal exit is, you can't just vote for delay, that doesn't solve anything, you have got to vote positively for a deal, so let's keep having those conversations about what a Commons can coalesce around."
Mr Coveney said abandoning the backstop would mean relying on an aspirational hope. Asked if Ireland would support an extension of Article 50, Mr Coveney said, "Yes. Ireland won't be an obstacle to more time if that's needed."